Hello, welcome to another hard surface practice session. This one's going to be quite a quick one. So I've just added a cube, cut it in half twice and then used the mirror modifier, and now I'm beveling the edges. Shading smooth. Now adding loop cuts across, just fixing up the topology with the knife tool, just so I can add loop cuts easier. We're going for a sci-fi crate today, just so you're aware. Hopefully it'll be obvious as it goes on. You can add a lot of visual interest just by doing sort of drastic angle changes on curved surfaces. Here I'm just using a cube to slice through the bottom to give it a separation from the base and sides, and then another cube I'm going to use just to cut this wedge shape out of the base, so it looks like it's something that could be picked up by like a pallet truck. Another slice to separate the lid. Now I'm going to use another cube, just scaling it into place, mirror it across, and I'm just going to duplicate that 4 times, and then remove using Boolean. I'm just going to remove them from all 3 sections of the model, and then the fourth set I'm going to use to make a bracket that will sit perfectly nested within the area we've just cut out. On the top we're just going to inset and then use the circle tool from Ball Tools. Duplicate the faces and separate by selection, just to make this a separate object. Next I'm going to add a handle in the side of the model, but first I'm going to boolean out a alcove for it to sit in. Just bevel in the sides of this cutter object just so it's round. And then with the inset I'm going to separate this and extrude it out to make the handle. First I'm just going to fix up those corners because they're a bit too tight for using for a curve. So I'm going to re-bevel those edges. Then use the perimeter of this shape to turn it into a curve. Give it some thickness and increase the resolution. Shade it smooth, and then I'm going to add a loop cut in the middle of the alcove just so I can snap it evenly into the middle. Convert it back into a mesh. We're just going to extrude these faces out on their normals, and then turn that into the handle that's holding this pipe. Okay, that's looking pretty good. And then on this part of the lid we're just going to separate this object and make a sort of panel that would potentially hold like the details of what's in the crate. Just fixing up the topology. And then I'm just going to extrude this part out. Next I'm going to add some more detail to the lid. I'm going to do that with a Boolean. Here I'm kind of going to do a sort of reverse Boolean by beveling and clamping this edge on this cylinder. So anything I do to this cutter object will be the reverse will happen to the lid. Right, so I'm just going to use the brush version of the difference Boolean so I can still edit it afterwards. So just scaling it in and repositioning it. Using checker deselect I can turn this into a fan. I don't really need to fix up the topology here too much because it's not that important a model. Then just going to mirror that across. And that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this. A subscribe would always be welcome. Thank you for watching and take care.